Hi, I'm Ashley,
And I'm Grace.
and we're taking you behind the experience of Chattanooga Comic Con with this edition of the Rekall Report.
Yay.
Yay!
So, on this week's episode, we got to sit down with a very special guest,
You might know him as some of your favorite characters.
one very loved character indeed.
Please help us welcome Scott
Scott Ennis.
Ennis.
And it's a pleasure to be here. And yes, I've always done voices ever since I was a kid. I used to, the teachers, when I was going through school, I was terrible in school. I love school, but I was terrible at it. And the teachers came up with this brilliant plan that since I like to show off in the class, they would give me 5 minutes at the end of each class if I would do good, like if I would study my spelling words and make, a B or an A, they would give me 5 minutes at the end of the class to get up and be a total clown. And I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I lived for those 5 minutes. And when I didn't, make a good grade, C and below, it made me want to be a better person so that I could jump up in front of the class. So, yeah, I mean, that's what got me going. I got into radio at a young age. Radio has pretty much led me to everything. And, I love radio. I've been in country radio, top 40. It's where I started off my career running American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. A listener writes, Dear Casey, moving up 5 notches this week in our survey. And of course, everybody knows Casey Kasem was the voice of Shaggy. And like you kick it up a little higher there and you got Shaggy.
I absolutely love that. Like, that's just amazing. Now, you said you're bringing all the characters with you to C3. Does that mean
Yeah,
everybody?
that means, yeah, there, Papa Smurf. Heavens to Murgatroyd. This is Snagglepuss. Nah, it's Yogi Berra. And I live in Jellystone. Boo boo. All right, Yogi. And I'm trying to help Yogi not steal picnic baskets. And it's Mr. Ranger. Okay, Yogi. Put down those picnic baskets. Yabba dabba doo. Fred Flintstone, Mr. Bonnie Rebel. All right, Fred. It's just a plethora of characters that I haven't, well, blow me down. Well, yeah, let's get that. So yeah, and ironically, none of them work. Except for pretty much Scooby and Shaggy, but yeah, people say I'm a man of 35, 40 voices, and none of them seem to officially have a job. So there's that.
So, since you voice a lot of the characters that we've come to love, like over the years and everything,
Mhm.
do you ever get to help like write any of like the material for any of the shows or radio things or anything?
Yeah, I've got some stuff I'm working on now where I'm writing some songs for Warner Brothers and some Scooby-Doo stuff. I come up with a lot of ideas. I work very well with a lot of the talking toy people, manufacturers of toys. I come up with fun ideas, and some of them they've actually liked and produced. Yeah, I'm very into that, and not just so much with Scooby-Doo, but in my life, being in radio, I like to come up with a lot of, we take a lot of pride, like we go and do Comic Cons all over the country. And, we've come up with what we feel is the number one celebrity booth in all of Comic Con. So I'm always coming up with great ideas that I feel that I can implement, and then there's some that I've done in the past that weren't so great ideas. So I sunk all my money into a Hollywood themed ice cream store one day, and I had seven of them. And then Katrina hit down here, and I was, pretty much bankrupt. So I've been to what and back in my career, but I just keep going. They say in life, it's not about how many times that you fall down; it's how many times you get back up. And that's what I encourage kids to do, to follow their dreams and don't ever let somebody knock you down and tell you no. You just got to keep coming at them, and eventually you're going to win.
No, I love that. That's really good advice
Mhm.
for sure.
Definitely. So, what was your favorite character, show, episode? Again, we've talked about how you've done so many different voices and things, but is there one that really stands out as like your favorite?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was my first trip out to LA, and we recorded that in the original Hanna-Barbera Studios. And what a dream come true for me to be sitting next to Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, Adrian Barbeau, the world famous and legendary Frank Welker, Billy West, all these great people. And I'm right there smack dab in the middle. I had to pinch myself. So, here I was a kid at 7 years old praying for that. I mean, I was like willing this into existence. And then before you can blink an eye, here I am sitting in LA. And so again, it's perseverance. You've got to tell yourself you're going to do it, and then you just got to go do it. And I always tell people, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I'm going to ask you a really tough question on this one. So two of the top Scooby-Doo movies are Zombie Island and The Witch's Ghost.
Mhm.
Which one is your ultimate favorite?
Well, I like both of them for certain deals. First of all, Zombie Island was the holy grail. It was the one that kicked it all back off. It was my first trip out. It was just amazing. Mook Studios uh, did this. And then, of course, Witch's Ghost was the first movie I took over doing Shaggy. So, and I got to watch the Hex Girls record all their stuff. Jane Wheedlin of the Go-Go's is one of the Hex Girls. And, it's just a great feeling to know that you're sitting there and you're a part of the two biggest movies of all time, and really the four biggest, because we did Alien Invaders after that, and then Cyber Chase, where I did two Scoobies, two Shaggies, and the Creeper. So, you know, um, wow, I have to pinch myself sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie though, I love The Witch's Ghost because of the Hex Girls. I'm obsessed with that
I'm a
one.
hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you, and I'm gonna put a spell on you.
We would let you put a spell on us.
There you go.
But Zombie Island, I just remember Zombie Island like so good. Like
Yeah.
that is the Scooby-Doo movie that comes to mind when I hear Scooby-Doo. Oh,
Yep.
Zombie Island.
It was always like, get that dog off my island. Dog? Where? Yeah, Scooby doesn't think he doesn't think he's a dog. So anytime he hears the word dog, he'll go, Rog? Where?
That's awesome.
That's funny.
So, when you go to cons and everything, I know you have a variety of merch. I am wearing one right now. Piece of shit.
It's all over my yard right now. I'm reloading up my van as we speak because I'm carrying too much merch. You're carrying too much merch when you're going down the road and one side of the van or the trailer's leaning one direction. It's like it's time to pull some of this stuff out that doesn't sell. So that's
That
what I'm
would
that's
pose a
what I'm doing
problem.
today. The problem is it's 112 degrees out here, so I'm having to take breaks.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that definitely is terrible. It's been so hot this summer.
I know, say we thought 98 today was hot, but 112, you win.
You win.
Yeah.
You take
Yeah,
it.
my deal said today at about noon it was 112. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Ooh, yeah.
No,
And it's
thank
It's
you.
humid
98
too.
right now. So
Wow. Sure. So I know you go and, go to a lot of cons, do a lot of conventions. We've met you before at C3, and looking forward to seeing you again. So what is your favorite from kind of your side of things? What's your favorite part about going to these conventions?
and I really do. I thoroughly enjoy talking to Scooby fans. It's
Mhm.
so great when you hear those people put their spin on Scooby-Doo and
Yeah.
what about those characters have touched their lives. I've heard stories from people that said how Scooby-Doo saved their lives. I had a little kid that was going to commit suicide, but Scooby, he laughed so much to
Wow.
Scooby that it gave him hope. I hear, the stories of, you know, um, how people were down and out, but Scooby just brought joy to their lives. They remember the episodes. They remember, and what's really amazing is my grandson is autistic, and it's amazing how a lot of autistic kids will come up and they know more about you than you know about yourself.
Isn't that funny?
I kid you not. I had one kid, I kid you not, was telling me stuff that I was like, wait a minute, kid, pull up a chair here. This is amazing. This kid was telling me about stuff I had forgotten that I had knew the promos. where to find them on YouTube. I was like, dude, kid, write this stuff down. I've been looking for this stuff. It's amazing, man. So it's simply amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And honestly, I can say going back to when we first met you a few years ago, I can definitely see that. I mean, just the way that you interacted with us, let alone the other people coming in and out. I can definitely see that that would, that touches you and that's,
I love people. I'm a people person, and
yeah.
my wife always teases me. She says you're needy, and it probably is because I love people and I love to listen to stories. I don't drive to my Comic Cons and stuff by myself. I have a person that goes with me because I like camaraderie, and when I get there, I start talking. I'll talk somebody's ear off.
Hmm.
And I like it when they talk my ear off, and it's just I just love people, and I love Scooby fans. They really are
Hmm.
amazing people, and hey, how cool is it to who am I to tell these people, hey, can you move? Other people got to get in when they're trying to tell you why they are there to see you today. I mean, and really, what's humbling, I did a Comic Con recently in Buffalo, New York, and I was up there, and this lady said she came the longest. And I said, "Oh yeah, where'd you come from?" She goes, "Well, we drove from Chicago." I said, "Wait a minute, you drove from Chicago to
Wow.
Buffalo to see me?" She goes, "Yep, you were. That's the closest you were." And I said, "Ding, ding, ding, we have a winner." And
Wow.
it's just amazing. I mean, so I'm going to give these people my attention. I'm not going to slough them off. I see some of my friends, have done that, and I don't think that's right. I really think that you've got to find a happy medium and let these people talk, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And honestly, I think as a con goer, that means a lot, for somebody to come up and get to just
Absolutely.
have that moment with you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like it's just such a connection that you really can't explain. It's just something between you and
Hmm.
the voice actor or
Hmm.
Absolutely.
actress that you're meeting and stuff. And like
Yeah.
to some people, like that is their moment. Like you
Hmm.
said, like the how Scooby has like saved like lives for people and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
It's
when the
amazing.
kids and adults and everything come up to meet you, it's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm meeting like the person that was like there for me
Yep.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's so heartwarming. Like I got chills.
I know.
Yep.
I know. I love it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love that. What about C3, Chattanooga Comic Con, do you love that just made you want to come back again?
Well, here's the deal. I'll be honest with you. I love Comic Con promoters that get it, that are very friendly with artists and celebrities, and the folks that run, of course, Chattanooga Comic Con are just amazing, and so it's great to to be someone that makes you feel important.
Mhm.
And because I talk to a lot of Comic Con owners that don't want to give you the time of day,
Yeah.
and it's a shame. I'm a Comic Con promoter myself. I have Cajun Con, and
Yes.
we last year, we had 18,000 people come through in 2 days,
That's
and
awesome.
I had a bunch of naysayers that thought that I would hit a brick wall at 100 mile an hour with 85 celebrities coming or whatever. It's not my first rodeo doing gigs. I've done it all my life.
Hmm.
And I had one Comic Con promoter call me up. He goes, dude, he goes, okay, I owe you an apology. And I said, why is that? And he goes, I've gone to every one of your celebrities today and found their what they've been talking about, Cajun Con.
Hmm.
And he said, con ever, loved it. Oh my God, what a con. And he goes, so you've done cons take 10 years to do in one con. Of course, now I have to repeat that, right? So that's going to be difficult. But
Yeah.
um, so I again, Chattanooga they're my kind of people, and I love people that are out there. They're not the big box brand that goes in and does a lot of cookie cutter stuff. They're real people with real local people. That con means a lot to these people, and that's what I
Yeah.
love about it, man. And so when I called them up, I didn't even have to beg to come back. It's like I come back, and go, hey, I'm coming back next year. They go, yes, you are. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad I got that. So,
Well,
they're just good people. And I remember the fans in Chattanooga were great. And of course, who can't, come to Chattanooga and got the Chattanooga choo choo train, choo 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 doo 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 doo.
yeah, we couldn't agree. And we're very glad that you decided to come back and see us again.
Yeah, well, don't get too happy. I might just decide to come every year.
Oh,
I'm okay with
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We'll hide our tears.
Yeah. Yeah. Hide your Scooby snacks because I'm coming after them.
That's right.
Hide the Scooby. Hide the Scooby.
You might even give you a place to store
And
your stuff.
That is
well,
awesome.
I know you were talking about you've got some things coming up. Is there anything that you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah, I'm going to be hosting the Josie Awards coming up on the Ryman Auditorium stage.
That's
Uh,
cool.
Okay.
Coming up, I think it's the 22nd of September. And
Okay.
I'm going to be hanging out with Vince Gill and Tony Orlando. They're honoring
That
uh, the one and only Billy Dean. And I get to come out and sing a song that I wrote for Kenny Rogers called Handprints on the Wall.
that's
And
awesome.
That's
and I'm doing that. I've got a new song out that I wrote for the Bellamy Brothers on their new 50th anniversary album called "Till Someone Sings a Buffett Song."
oh.
Didn't
And
know you
then
wrote music.
it's
Like
just a little bit of everything.
I
that's
know
very cool.
that's the
Yeah.
one thing I'm taking away from her. I was like, I didn't know he was a musician.
Now, I'm not a
Yeah.
musician, I'm a songwriter and I carry a tune. So lucky, to step into that realm. But I have a face for radio. So that's why I don't do a lot of singing on stage like Garth and Blake Shelton. But I love to sing. I've been singing ever since I was a kid and in church and all that stuff. So, but I like to write. And, it's kind of funny because one of the very first songs at 7 years old, I've had three bucket lists in my life. 7 years old, I wanted to be the voice of Scooby-Doo because I knew Scooby was a cartoon and it was done by somebody else, but I loved that.
Hmm.
At that young age, I wanted to win a CMA award from the Country Music Association because I loved how they had these big awards and when you're 7 years old, you're all about the award, you know. And I used to write little fun songs, and I said one day I'm going to write a song for Kenny Rogers because that's my all-time favorite singer. Well, in 1997, I stood on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. I was given the CMA Award for Air Personality of the Year. The next day, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island went nationwide with me as the voice of Scooby-Doo. And
Wow.
3 years later, I wrote Handprints on the Wall for Kenny Rogers, his last charting song.
Wow.
So I always tell kids, life is out there. Go get it. You can be anything you want to be. You just got to go get it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a great message for everybody. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Just keep after it, whatever you put your mind to.
Yep, make a bucket list and go get it.
Absolutely.
Well, I can tell you this for anybody that wants to come down
Hmm.
and be a part of Cajun Con, our con as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Once you get done with the Chattanooga Con and you want to come on down a month later to Cajun Con, which will be December 5th and 6th, we've got 85 celebrities, the Dukes of Hazzard cast, we got all Nick Castle, all the horror genre, all the voices behind Pixar, all your favorite Pixar movies. We got
Oh,
them all.
that's why quite a range of guests. Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do for y'all. First of all, go like Cajun Con on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what I'm going to do for every one of your listeners that says, hey, you know what? We'll come down to Old Baton Rouge and have some fun. If they go to Scott Ennis Radio Show on Facebook, it's real simple. Or let's make it even simpler. You go to Cajun Con, right?
Okay.
DM me and send me your address and your name. Don't forget your zip code, folks. I'm going to send you a family 4-pack of tickets absolutely free.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
Yeah. Thank
That's a
you.
good
Yeah,
giveaway.
that's
So
amazing.
Cajun Con, Cajun Con, send me all the info and I will put them in the mail.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate that.
So there you go. And everybody needs to come see me at Chattanooga because I've got some really cool things we're going to be doing at the booth, some new props and stuff we've added in. It's really cool. The booth is taken. It's a guy came up to me the other day and he told me, he said, man, he says, is your booth on Viagra? He goes, I gotta tell you, because this sucker gets bigger every time I seen it.
It is an
And
experience.
I just thought that was funny, the booth on Viagra. So
It's true.
it's gonna be fun. We're gonna put people into some pictures and some of the movies and cartoons. So Looking forward to it. I think what year? What is that? That's what is it? The end of October, right? Yeah. No, 1st of November.
Yeah, November 7th and 8th.
Yep, November.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, looking forward to seeing everybody, and it's going to be a fun time.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing you.
He wasn't kidding about his booth. You all have never seen a booth until you've
Yes,
seen his booth.
it's an experience
Here's
for
what's
sure.
funny. It takes us. We're usually the first to get in and start setting up. Whatever. It takes us about 6 hours to set up, and then it takes us 4 hours to tear down. And we're
I
always the
believe it.
first to get there and always the last to leave. And I'm like, God, this is killing me. I mean,
I
but
do remember a few years ago, whenever we met you, that was one of my first. I was like, wait a second, that's the guy. Like he's setting up his own booth, and I just loved it. Yeah, so I love that you are, you're in it from beginning to end. Like you pack the trailer, you take all the stuff, you are there, and
I
you make
don't
it
trust
perfect.
anybody else. It's like they always say, if you want it done right the first time, do it yourself.
Yep,
So.
that is very true.
What's funny though is when I am setting it up, every once in a while you'll get somebody come over and they'll go, "Wow, you look like the guy that does the voice." And I go, what's funny is sometimes I'll screw with them. I'll go, "Yeah, actually, it's my twin brother. He'll be here tomorrow." And they're like, "Oh, cool, yeah, yeah." Because if I tell them it's me, they'll start wanting the photos and the pictures, and I'm a sucker, so I'll just go down the whole gamut. Here, take this, take this, take this.
Yeah.
And so it's easier for me just to say, that's my twin brother.
Yeah, that's fun.
Especially when someone comes up and says, "I can't stand that guy. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind." I go, "Well, he'll be here tomorrow. It's my twin brother. You can tell him."
We're identical.
Yeah.
Like identical.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Twin brother.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I do have a question
Uh,
for you.
Dude, do I have a question?
Oh, no. I have a question for you.
All right. What you got?
Okay. So, since we've been talking about Scooby-Doo, and we've been talking about the different Scooby movies and everything like that, what is your most memorable line as Scooby-Doo?
Well, I mean, first of all, the obvious, right? No matter where you are, when you go, "Scooby-Doo, where are you?" The whole crowd turns around and looks, right? But the funny lines that people, uh, like for Zombie Island when she says, "Get that dog off my island." Scooby never thinks he's a dog, so he goes, "Rog, where?" And then we kept it going through the 4 movies, which was kind of funny because I said, "Wouldn't it be cool if we just always throw that line in there somewhere?" And so we did. There was you said you like witches ghosts. There was a line that I changed in there that they loved in the beginning when they solved the mystery at the museum.
Yeah.
Shaggy says, "Way to go, Scoob! Give me 5." Well, I sat there for a minute, and David Story, the producer, says, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, first of all, Shaggy would never ask Scooby-Doo to give him 5 because he knows he only has 4 paws." And it was like brilliant. So that's what we did. Give me 4.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yes.
One of my lines that I think is hilarious that Scooby says is on Zombie Island when she talks about cats and he's like, "Cats where?" But it doesn't sound like cats.
Yeah. Yeah. Rats? Yuck.
I just love that line. That line just cracks me up. Anytime I see cats, that's the first thing that pops into my head. That is
Nice.
awesome.
Well, no, go ahead. You're good. No, I'm good.
I have one more question. Actually, I have a couple questions, but I could do this all day, but I won't, I promise. When was the first Scooby-Doo cartoon or movie created? Do you know?
1969. Scooby-Doo debuted in September of '69, and it's really never gone off. It's one of the longest running cartoons in animation history. A lot of folks give Scrappy-Doo da 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 puppy power. They give Scrappy a lot of heat. But just to clear the air, folks, if you're a Scrappy hater, I'm just going to tell you, if you're a Scooby-Doo lover, you should like Scrappy because it was Scrappy-Doo that actually saved the franchise. In
Oh.
1979, they walked Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera into ABC's meeting, and they said, we're going to let Scooby-Doo go because the ratings are starting to slip. It's time to move on. It's been on for 10 years now. And Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera said, wait a minute, that's our signature series. And they said, I'll tell you what, we'll give you one more fall season to bring up the ratings. If they don't come up, it's done. They said, fair. So they went back to the drawing board and they added Scrappy-Doo into the show, and the ratings went through the roof. And they've never looked back.
So Scrappy saved the day.
Wow, I never knew that. Yeah.
Save the day. Da, 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 puppy power. And, I've done Scrappy for 25 years for him as well. And I did it in the motion picture, the 2002 with Freddie Prinze and Matthew Lillard. And it's time that you make me your unquestioned leader. Either that or I'm out of here.
I love that movie.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love that movie so
Yes.
much. Ski Island. I did not know that though.
I know I didn't know that about Scrappy-Doo either.
That
Yeah.
makes me appreciate.
A lot of people don't. So now, we're going to educate them.
That's right. Yeah. We have more of an appreciation for him and what he did. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That makes me love Scrappy even more now.
I agree.
Yeah. I have a t-shirt that I had done. It shows Scrappy on it. It says, my emotional support dog.
And oh, how true that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you had another question, Grace.
Oh, I did. And I lost train of thought because I got so sidetracked with the whole Scrappy thing. Like, that's mind-blowing. But
Yeah.
since we're talking about Scrappy, and Scrappy is in the cartoons and stuff, and some people recognize him, but a lot of people know Scrappy from the live action movies and stuff. And he was talking about that. Do you get anyone that ever comes up to you and ask if you also do like Scooby as well in the live action, or do you ever get like confusion between the two?
Yeah, I mean, Neil Fanning did Scooby in the real live action movies from Australia, and he was there for 8 months to read the lines in timing for the actors because it was all going to be put in CGI. And they have laws over there where you have to hire so many people when you film, abroad. So, but then I jumped in and did Scrappy for him in that thing, and it kept my name in because see, a lot of people nobody knew that Scrappy was going to be the villain in the movie. I don't know why they made him the villain, but anyway, so that was the deal. And Neil Fanning did a good job. I was a fan of Neil's Scooby, and he put his twist on it. But then they started getting some heat, and the word leaked out that I wasn't going to be in the movie. So Raja Gosnell and Richard Suckle got smart, and they said, we're going to be asked this at the press junket, so why don't we let Scott do Scrappy-Doo? And then when they say, is Scott in the movie, they could say, all we can say is yes. And everybody thought, well, he's Scooby, right? Because, they didn't even have any clue that Scrappy-Doo was going to be in the movie.
That makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha.
That makes sense. I'm just curious if there was ever like any confusion. Because sometimes I know when you have like a variety, sometimes people mix people up.
Yeah, Frank Welker's doing a lot of Scooby now, and Matthew Lillard's doing Shaggy, and there's enough of it to go around because I'm still, I tend to get the call when they want the characters to sound identical to the original. And, I still do a lot of talking toys and, and whatnot. And there's enough of it to go around, and Frank is just amazing, and Matthew Lillard is amazing. And, like I said, it's just there's enough of Scooby-Doo to keep everybody in the studio. So
yeah,
I love that, and I love too because it just kind of like branches out to like different like generations or different age differences and stuff like that. Because like some younger ones can like relate more to like Matthew Lillard, and then other ones can relate to Scott, and other ones. So I just feel like it, like you said, it gives a vast variety and keeps everyone in business and Scooby alive.
That's right. Scooby stays alive.
Scooby stays alive, which is the most important thing.
Yes. Absolutely. We all love Scooby.
And we appreciate it. Guys, I'm going to have to jump off here. I got to do another deal, but
absolutely.
Thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Anytime anybody's talking Scooby, I can talk for hours.
Oh, us too. Yes. Well, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
I am really looking forward to seeing everybody in Chattanooga, the Chattanooga Comic-Con. And, on behalf of all of us at Mystery Inc., as Casey Kasem would always tell his listeners, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Absolutely.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Scott.
You guys have a great day and looking forward to seeing you again.
All right,
Looking
see you
forward to see you
soon.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. And on this episode, we are giving away $50 to Scott's booth to use at Chattanooga Comic Con. So Ashley has all the ways that you can be entered for that.
Yeah. So you're going to want to follow Rekall Media Group and Chattanooga Comic Con. So you're going to follow and subscribe to those on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then you are going to want to like, comment, share this post, and make sure you tag 3 friends to be entered.
And also don't forget to get with Scott to make sure you get those Cajun Con passes. It's going to be one you don't want to miss.
Yes, that's a great giveaway, by the way.
That's awesome.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Grace. Thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Rekall Report.
See you in the comments.